Hello and welcome to the Otaku Network podcast. My name is Steve.
And I'm David.
And we are into week 11 of the 2025 summer anime season. This week in the Summer Hikaru Died, Yoshiki goes to great efforts to reattach Hikaru's head to his body after Tanaka had removed it. At which point, after seeming to succeed, he passes out, only to wake up in the hospital with a comatose Hikaru next to him. Hikaru wakes up 2 days later and momentarily loses his self-control and tries to absorb Yoshiki before Rie puts a stop to the shenanigans. So we find out that Tanaka is blind and has been for quite some time, and his sunglasses use a sort of spirit energy to help him see. The company he works for is apparently based in the other world, and it seems like they have long been seeking for the thing that may be Nonuki, to return it back to its rightful place. Then, between both Rie and their buddy Maki from school, they learn an amount of lore about the city. So essentially, in the past, and maybe even currently, we don't know, the dead have been dismembered and their body parts distributed to the different sections of the area that coincidentally represent different body parts, with the exception of heads. Nobody knows what's been happening to the heads. Yoshiki and Hikaru go to visit the Indo family shrine, where upon seeing walls of carved heads within the shrine, memories from the deceased Hikaru come flooding back into the thing that is now Hikaru. Memories of Hikaru's father telling him some of the legacy of the Indo family and their responsibilities for the area. The carved heads are representatives of the heads of the deceased that have been offered up to the god on the hill, who at one point in the 1700s, the hill which produces saltpeter was a source of mercury used for birth control purposes.
It was Cinnabar.
Cinnabar, sorry. To the point where, because of the taboo nature of what they were doing, you know, they assumed all sorts of code language to discuss going through the act of terminating pregnancies early through forced poisoning of the body, which over time they're suspecting evolved into the cult of Nonuki. So the Indo family, for reasons that we don't understand yet, have been tasked with offering the heads of the dead to Nonuki on the hill. Largely, this is people that died naturally within the village area, but there have also been cases of outsiders entering the village and being forced to participate within the ceremony. Particularly, in one case, they're talking about a traveling monk who they offered up to Nonuki. So that may be what the Indo family curse is all about. After all of this exposition, we get a post-credit scene where the thing that is Hikaru is struggling to retain the guise of humanity. And we find him uncontrollably at Yoshiki's house, presumably to take Yoshiki. And then at the last minute, he fights the urges and wanders off. And that's where we leave. 2 episodes to go. 2 episodes to go. So we got a lot of background, a lot of really relevant background information this episode, which is really nice.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see where this ends. And Tanaka himself is becoming a significantly more complex character. So he's working for an organization that doesn't exist within this plane of reality to retrieve lost beings from their side of things. And so they have their goals in mind of finding them and bringing them back or destroying them. But Rie was talking about how the thing that everybody keeps referencing to Nonuki is too powerful for a human being to destroy. But we'll see if Tanaka has that ability backed up by his employers.
Yeah.
And it felt like Tanaka was mentioning that he's quite old, but maybe that was just me misreading.
I mean, he could be.
Could be.
He could be an ancient being for all we know.
Maybe.
Maybe he's not even human.
I think part of him is not human. I think he was in the similar situation as Rie and Yoshiki, where he is touched by something from the other side. I mean, I think we definitely know he is, but hopefully
he was touched inappropriately.
Yeah, I mean,
they diddled him.
Thoughts on the episode?
It was very nail bitey.
I liked when the whole head thing was revealed, how Yoshiki was then talking with Rie about commonality between a lot of the yokai that they were seeing and how their heads were distorted, and tying that to the whole decapitation thing through the dismemberment and burial.
Yeah, bunch of headless ghosts running around. Yeah, that would explain the hair demon too, or the hair ghost.
All right, 2 more episodes. We'll see. It'll be interesting to see how this wraps up.
Hikaru's going to sacrifice himself to save Yoshiki. Calling it now. Nonuki-sama will do something to kind of like banish itself or to uncurse itself, thus cutting off Tanaka from his ghost thing, and then not happy ending, but at least Yoshiki and the village will be safe.
Well, we know the ending that needs to happen.
Yeah. Yoshiki and the village will be safe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think the thing that is Hikaru will do the, most human thing.
And sacrifice itself, yes.
Whether just leaving or just going away, whatever. All right. On to something a little bit less
spoopy,
emotionally draining.
We got one long fight episode in Sakamoto Days this week. The fight with Gaku and Shin. Basically the fight continues. Gaku goes sicko mode, and then we learn that the third Cedar student can hear very, very well. There's not a lot of depth in this episode. They fight a ton. Shin basically breaks this dude out of his lack of self-worth by being like, dude, I can hear your thoughts, just do shit. They fight. They find limitations of Gaku being in a warehouse and thus has wall limitations. He then is like, no walls can contain me, and fucking beats them with supersonic shit. And then Sakamoto shows up and saves the day and beats the ever-living shit out of this like sleeper dude that is being remote controlled while asleep.
Yeah, that they had hired specifically for this purpose.
Yeah. I mean,
Sakamoto shows up at the
11th hour.
At the 11th hour to save Shin, as Shin is at his limits because he went Super Saiyan for too long and he's about to explode his heart if he keeps going.
He went Super Saiyan 5.
And then the dude who has, subsonic hearing has already been cashed out because he took a fucking...
Would it be supersonic hearing?
Sure.
Because subsonic means lower than...
No, you're right. Supersonic hearing because...
He's fucking deaf.
Yeah. He took a
thunderclap.
Took a Kamehameha to the torso and lost a good chunk of it.
Yeah. He went from supersonic to subsonic real fast.
If this was a more adult-orientated manga instead of being a shonen, dude would have been dead.
Yes.
But we can't really... Well, I mean, they kind of kill people in this series, but not really.
No, there's been a lot of people that have actually just straight up died.
Yeah, but are they people that have had lines or have been important? Have we really lost a narrative character? Don't think we have.
No, we haven't.
I hated this episode.
And nothing of importance was lost.
Up until Sakamoto showed up. That fight was funny as hell and very amusing. But up until that point, with Shin and Gaku and everything else, it was just too much. It was boring and dumb and rote. And then Sakamoto showed up and it was fun and it was amusing. The part where he ripped off the landing gear and sped up the wheels and like rocketed into the air to whoop the shit out of the meat puppet. That shit was funny and I enjoyed that. I wish the whole episode was that, but instead we get Shin repeating the thing he's done 3 times now in major battles.
I thought the fight was fun.
No, I hated the fight. It was the same thing we've seen again and again and again and again.
Welcome to Shonen.
I understand that, but Sakamoto has done better in the past, and it should be able to do better. And it didn't do better until the last 4 minutes of the episode. Yeah, this episode was almost a bust, but then Sakamoto saved the day. I understand Shin's character development, but it's been repetitive, and it shouldn't have to be repetitive to get the point across. Like, we understood season 1 what Shin's limitations were and what his personal goals were. Why do we have to keep rehashing that? Does the author truly underestimate the audience's intelligence or attention spans? It seemed insulting, is all I'm saying.
I think you're looking way too hard into it.
I don't know, man.
Every shonen ever has had multiple characters that do not believe in themselves.
I get that. That's a thing. But why keep spinning the wheel without getting any further?
I mean, every time he's gained a little bit more confidence in himself.
Nah. I'm going to say no, because it pretty much results in the same thing. Guaranteed, when we kick back into it and everybody's kind of taking stock of the bullshit that's just happened, Shin is going to beat himself up again about still needing to be saved by Sakamoto at the end of things. Guaranteed. How is that any different from the other times the exact same thing has happened?
Shin from season 1 is definitely different from Shin from season 2.
Yeah, he just has that Super Saiyan ability now.
Well, no, but he's also able to do more things without Sakamoto, and that's from previous experiences that he's had.
Incremental changes with no true progress. Especially the amount of time we've spent dealing with his problems. Like half of the fucking show has been him being miserable. Oh, woe is me. Why can't I be stronger? And Sakamoto's like, bro, pull your head out of your ass. You're good. Don't worry about it. Just keep going.
I mean, that's Shin's character.
Back to hating Shin 100%. Give me Lu. Fuck Shin. Give me Lu. And Heisuke. And it was really fun watching Sakamoto kick the shit out of things.
I did
because
like
it was done comically.
I did like that Sakamoto did the little Korean hand heart.
Yeah.
I was like, way to reference a like pop culture thing.
All I'm saying is I hope next episode is the last episode of the season, because this season has not been... Well, first half was pretty fun, and it's been wasting its story these past couple of episodes with this whole lead up to the school arc. It's been dragging it out unnecessarily.
At this point, I kind of want to read the manga.
Go for it.
Just to see what's going on.
I mean, thankfully it's not fucking 30 episodes like a Naruto arc like this.
Or One Piece.
Keep in mind, though, I do enjoy One Piece.
Yeah, which baffles me.
I enjoy One Piece because the characters are really enjoyable. And to be honest, the story never fucking takes itself seriously.
Yeah, that's fair.
In reality, none of the characters are serious. Any of them. There'll be points where they're serious, but overall, none of them are fucking serious. One Piece is the example of it truly doesn't matter what the goal is. It's the journey along the way that matters. And the One Piece is literally just an adventure story. It's shonen, sure, but it's none of this repetitive bullshit. Yeah, it shares a lot of the similar qualities with a lot of the other shonen one, but it's literally just an adventure story about a bunch of dumbasses. And it's amusing with how dumb they are. I hate Shin.
I liked Sakamoto Days this week.
I know. I hated the whole fight with Shin. Repeating myself, the Sakamoto showing up wiped away a lot of the bad feelings in my mouth, but it was still. All right, let's move on to City.
This week on City, we had a decent amount of different plot lines going on. First off, we get Nikura desperately trying to become famous. Like, she wants viral fame so bad that she is just trying every trick in the book. This week, she's trying somebody's caught me in the middle of, waking up or doing something at home. No, don't record me. To which Nagamo catches her and is just like, this cringe, deuces, and runs out of their apartment as Nikura tries to catch her. Continuing along the same storyline with Nikura's fame, I'm going to jump around a little bit throughout the episode. Nikura also kind of goes through her video editing with Nagamo, where she basically shows her how she makes the edits and very much wants to use Mambo number 5 for everything. That's where that wraps up. Then we get the manga artist arc of today's episode, where Wako and Onikamaboka are having this meetup where he is trying to explain to Wako that his series has been discontinued and he is no longer going to be employed. But before he can do that, Wako has this super fan moment.
What was the reason why he felt he was going to get canceled?
Because a famous manga artist submitted a manuscript to the magazine. And so basically trying to explain to Wako that he was no longer going to be employed at the magazine, he's trying to explain to her, or he's trying to break the news to her, and she just keeps seeing it as quotes and references to his previous material. And then she just super fans out all over his apartment. And then we get the mobile suit Roomba that is Todoroki roll up to apologize.
He's
because he is so brutally embarrassed by the contents of the manuscript that was submitted.
He's traveling to Onikamoboko's apartment in like full forehead to the floor bowing posture, just puttering along through the streets. I think it was the best part of the episode.
It was very funny. Both of them refusing to speak to each other use Wako as the translator, to which she then reads the manuscript, and boy howdy,
Bonjour.
did the references get thrown around, and Wako was very, very red in the face. She translates, and we find out that Okanamaboki is now invigorated to make a new series, probably much from Wako's insistence and liberties with his translation to Todoroki. And so the manga artist continues to be employed because everyone else is more incompetent than he is.
Well, they couldn't use the famous author's idea for a new series because there was too much nudity in it.
Yeah.
It was essentially about a naked daimyo
Yes.
who, for whatever reason, decided to develop bonjour as his catchphrase.
And have naked samurai on
Yeah.
top of his naked daimyo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there was that. And then we get this whole sequence where all of the animals of city talk.
We learned that the cat is not a cat.
No, it's a... Oh, God, what was it?
They just called him by his name. They didn't say what he was.
Neko... Was it Neko something-san?
His name is Mimi Neko.
And we get just a whole bunch of animals from city. There's an ibis that shows up. We get this sage old giant salamander. We get the Tsuchinoko. And then we get to the entire troupe of actors from the acting club.
Yeah, what was it? Takara Dake?
Takara Dake. And yeah, it's just, we get this background that Mimi Neko is not a cat nor a rabbit and is like blending in with the two species. It is its own species that's very rare. And they all kind of just assure him that city is the safest place for him to be. And that was it. That was the whirlwind of...
A new species shows up and everybody freaks out.
Oh, yeah, the weird looking thing.
I have no idea what it was supposed to be.
And Mimi Neko's just like, it may be safe for all of us, but not for you.
Yeah.
You need to leave. Probably because it creeped them all out.
Must be, yeah. It put them off. Shogi.
Oh, yeah, and then we have the weird shogi tournament.
A televised shogi match between an 8th dan and a 7th dan shogi player.
And it is...
Unconventional?
It's very unconventional. There's like massive pawns or flat pawns or twisted knights. Or not knights. They're...
Toys
Yeah.
get brought into food
Yeah.
instead of other pieces.
And just throughout this entire shogi tournament, there's like heart rate monitors. And it was hilarious, but also a little drawn out.
Yeah, I would say it went a little too long.
It didn't look like there was a clear resolution, and the seventh dan player just gave up to...
Yeah, he concedes after, what was it, like 13 moves or
Yeah, it was
something
13
like
moves. And I'm like, I don't know what happened, but we're just going to go with it. Yeah, that was the episode pretty much.
I feel this is the weakest episode that we've had so far.
I think the only part that was bad for me was the shogi match.
Yeah, I didn't like the shogi one either. It was drawn out, and I just don't know or care enough about shogi to really be amused by the jokes that were associated with it.
Like, I thought it was funny, was like, here's the big piece, or here's a toy car that shows it. Like, it was
Here's
a twisted knight and a twisted rook. And
here's a deep fried shrimp.
Yeah. Like, it was funny until I was like, okay, that's enough of the jokes.
Yeah.
I really liked the girls, and I liked the manga, and I liked the animals.
The manga was funny. The animals were funny. I think the fact that we keep hammering on Nikura trying to become viral may have run its course.
No, I feel like that fits their personality. They're doing anything to get rich.
No, but I think within the context of the story that City is trying to tell, I feel that it's overstayed its welcome. Let's get some new material coming in here. That's my feeling with that one. Similar to how long the shogi piece probably shouldn't have been as long and drawn out as it was.
Well, there goes City as anime of the year for you.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I mean, it was all right. It was fine. The thing with the editor, him just like rooming along, kowtowing, was the funniest. Just him bumping into the sign, into the light pole, and then when he got in and like bumped into the step up from where you take your shoes off, and then like mounts it, and then transforms into like a deeper bow. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And how it took off his shoes when he...
Yeah.
And how he bumped into Wako a couple times, like a fucking Roomba does.
Dunk. The animal thing was amusing and stupid at the same time.
I like how the giant salamander offered the ibis a glass of their finest sewer water. All in all, good episode.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
There's no more shogi jokes, please.
Hikaru was definitely the strongest episode this week, I feel. And I think if Sakamoto wouldn't have beaten a horse to death, I might actually have enjoyed it more than City this week. I think that's kind of how...
Sakamoto beat a sleeping guy to death.
Sakamoto did beat a sleeping guy to death. I feel sorry for that dude. That's a fucked up scenario. Like, they convinced him to do this job.
Yeah, that's just a day laborer.
Yeah, essentially. Well, they put out
an ad.
They put out a Craigslist post for dude with strong continence.
Yeah, because Kirishima was like, yeah, we just put an ad in the paper. If you put an ad out, they will come, is basically what Kirishima said.
That's a thing that's kind of a problem in Japan right now. There is a plague of quick employment that are for essentially crimes.
No.
I forget the term. I forget the term that the Japanese media has labeled it, but it's been happening for a few years. And there's been cases where people have been hired to do jobs, these like dark jobs, that some of them ended up in like home invasions with murders.
Jesus.
Like, it's a thing. It's a problem right now in Japan.
That's not dope.
Yeah, they're essentially like trolling people through like SMS sites for like quick cash for a couple hours of work, and it's fucking crimes. That's pretty much what this was. And this is all to try to recruit new members to their anti-JAA cause. But, apparently this guy's just going to get the shit pounded out of him and probably not recover. Yeah, City, I don't know. The more I think about it, the more I'm disappointed in this episode of City.
There goes Anime of the Year.
Yeah. Nah, not really. Did Orb didn't have any bad episodes, did it? Nope. Orb didn't have any bad episodes.
Yeah, we didn't, I don't think we ever criticized Orb.
Not an entire episode. I'm sure we criticized the points.
I think we criticized a little bit.
Yeah, but we were like, this episode was, we didn't really need it.
I think my one critique about Orb, it was fucking dark. Like, visually.
Yes. Yeah, visually it was very dark.
And then anytime there was a day scene, you're just like, I'm blind. Oh, God, don't watch this in the dark.
No, not at all.
I can barely see, even with all the lights off,
Yeah.
Here's the sun rising, and you're just like, my eyes!
Do we have anything else?
Not that I can think of.
All right. Well, thanks for listening. And don't forget to check out the Wednesday episodes of the podcast where we are currently talking about Rascal Does Not Dream of Santa Claus, which is wrapping up too because season's quickly coming to a close. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell so you know when we have episodes drop outside of the Wednesday and Friday schedule.
And so you can also shame us if we missed a post day.
Been good so far. Check us out on our socials, links below, and come talk to us on Discord. Tell me why I'm being too critical to Sakamoto Days.
Or tell me why I'm not being critical enough.
All right. Thanks again. Check you guys next time.